And recovering from Imelda, Chambers County announcing a hotline for reporting damage while 2 Montgomery County school districts make announcements about closures. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ron Trevino. Welcome to our webcast. President Trump and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi came together on stage at NRG Stadium. 50,000 people watched as they celebrated growing ties between the world's largest democracies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi.
A Texas-sized welcome for the Prime Minister of India. Narendra Modi was joined on stage by President Trump. The event was called KHOU Modi, and it was the first time the two leaders have met in the U.S. outside of Washington, D.C. or New York.
This morning in Houston, you can hear the heartbeat of this great partnership in this celebration of the world's two largest democracies.
India has never invested in the United States like it is doing today, and I want to say it's reciprocal because we're doing the same thing in India.
The friendly exchange could mean the two countries are on track to sign a trade agreement at the end of the month. Several leaders, including Mayor Sylvester Turner and Senator Ted Cruz, also welcomed the Prime Minister to Houston. Thousands of demonstrators gathered outside of NRG in opposition to Modi's visit. They claimed the Prime Minister has committed acts of genocide against the citizens of Kashmir. Our Matt Doherty has that side of the story.
In front of NRG, the joyful rhythm of drums and dancing. Just down the block, thousands of demonstrators claim the Prime Minister of India is a monster.
There's no reason kids should be locked in their houses. There's no reason elderly should be out of food, should be out of medicals. I don't care who the land goes to. I want people to be free.
They're not letting them get any kind of rescue. They're not letting them have any facilities, no medicine, no food, nothing.
Anti-Modi demonstrators were kept behind metal barricades across the street from the stadium. At one point, Chief Art Acevedo told these Howdy Modi attendees to move along after they appeared to bait demonstrators with chants from the fence line.
Head of state from another country visiting you, and then you also have the president come in. You always are going to have very robust security measures.
Among the demonstrators and their posters, you won't see criticism of President Donald Trump. Today's anger seemed to be focused entirely on his guests.
Down with terrorism of Modi.
I think the animosity stems from history of India and Pakistan, two countries nuclear armed on the brink of war. I think their problem is Modi. The record that he has, the genocide in Gujarat, the fact that he was on a no visa list. I think all of these are genuine issues, but in the end, it is Houston that is on the global stage today.
From NRG, I'm Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.
Before President Trump attended the Modi rally, he was briefed on the recovery efforts after Tropical Storm Imelda. The president met with members of the Coast Guard at Ellington Field. He praised them for their efforts not only in Imelda, but Hurricane Harvey as well. The president also said he was working with federal and state officials to get money and equipment to this area to help with recovery operations. Hard-hit Chambers County is urging people to report damage to their homes. Officials are trying to get a count of damages to determine if the county meets the threshold for federal assistance. They're also trying to determine which citizens need help with their cleanup. Residents are being asked to call 409-267-2441. Again, that number is to report damage and to request help cleaning up from the storm. It will only be operated during normal business hours from 8 to 5. Meanwhile, parts of Montgomery County were hit hard by Imelda as well. That's why officials with the New Caney School District have decided to close all of their schools for tomorrow. Officials say several schools need cleanup and repair. New Caney High School and the district's administrative offices need more work. Meanwhile, Conroe ISD will be open tomorrow, with one exception. Caney Creek High will stay closed until Tuesday. And we have an update on those barges that slammed into the I-10 bridge over the San Jacinto River. TxDOT reports the crews have dislodged the barges from the bridge, allowing for inspection teams to get a better look at the damage. But traffic in the area remains closed in both directions. Those barges broke free from their moorings early Friday in the aftermath of Imelda. All right, let's talk about the weather now, and fall is on the way, right, Blake?
It certainly is. Tomorrow morning at 2:50 a.m. is when fall officially kicks off. And you know what? It's not going to feel like it, though, at any point over the next 7 days. So, something to look forward to anyway. A little silver lining that we are through with summer. 90 degrees was our high temperature for today. The average for this time of year is 88, so we're about 2 degrees above average. And look at the low. Our average low now is 68 degrees versus 75. So, we're still well above normal, but it's a lot better than what it could be. We were 100 degrees out ahead of Hurricane Rita back in 2005, and the record low. Now, that's what I'm talking about, 49 degrees. All right, current temperatures out there, 80 degrees right now at Bush Airport. We've got some rain-cooled air pushing up the North Freeway. 77 degrees in Tomball, same story there, but 90s, mid-90s at that as we get out towards College Station. Here's a look at the radar. Here's some of that rain-cooled air pushing up into northern Harris County. We've got a flash flood advisory in effect until 5:45, so about another 10 minutes or so as this cell continues to push on up to the north in the general direction of Spring and the Woodlands. So those of you out there along the Woodlands Parkway, heads up, got some rain headed your direction. Out here over the city, it's a beautiful evening out there. Really not a whole lot going on here inside the city, but it does look like it's going to be an unsettled weather week ahead. No flooding rains expected. But this I want to draw your attention to. We are tracking the tropics carefully once again. We'll get to that and I'll show you why in just a second. First off, we've got Tropical Storm Jerry, Tropical Storm Karen, and we've got a 90% chance of development for the system well out there off the coast of Africa. That one likely to be our next named system. So we'll start off first off with Tropical Storm Jerry. You can see there it is, a very poorly organized system. This is going to continue to work its way out to sea. It may affect Bermuda as we get into the Tuesday time frame, but this will not affect the United States whatsoever. Then we've got a 90% chance of development for this little system off the coast of Africa. It's not little, it's actually quite big. And this one too looks like it will head out to sea. Now the one I am watching very carefully is newly formed and very poorly organized Tropical Storm Karen. Here it is in the southern Leeward Islands. And it will eventually work its way on up to the north towards the general direction of Puerto Rico, where they are currently under a tropical storm watch right now. But my goodness, look what happens. The National Hurricane Center is indicating that there will be a very sharp turn to the left. And some of the computer models, in fact, quite a few of them take this into the Gulf of Mexico as what remains to be seen. But the reason why, if you follow the system, it's very hard to pick up. But there it is right there. Now I'm going to pause it. Now the reason why it's headed north, I've paused it here, is because look what's up to the north. Big ridge of high pressure that will build in. High pressure acts as a brick wall. So what's that storm going to do? It is going to take a hard turn to the left into the Gulf of Mexico. And then where it goes from there remains to be seen, but something we will have to watch very carefully. It is very unusual to get a system in the western Gulf of Mexico as you push into the first week of October. But it has happened before. Hurricane Jerry, of all things, back in mid-October of 1989, did make a landfall in the Galveston area. All right, future track over the course of the next couple of days. We've got a few scattered showers out there. This is going to continue throughout the day tomorrow and into your early part of Tuesday, but then things begin to dry out as we get into the middle part of the week. Temperature-wise, we're cooling it on down into the 70s as we head into the overnight hours. Remember, our average low for this time of year is 68 degrees, so we're going to be a good bit above that, it looks like, heading into 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. By the time we get to the noon hour, we're at 86, 86, 88 degrees in Sugar Land, 87 in Conroe. You'll notice that rain-cooled air trying to push across the I-10 corridor as we get into 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So keep that umbrella handy for one more day, and then I think things dry up briefly as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday, but the rain chances tick up once again as we get into next weekend. We're talking about a 30 to 40% chance of showers as temperatures remain above normal in those upper 80s and lower 90s. So Ron, I'm still looking for our first strong cold front. I don't see it. Fingers crossed that we get one soon.
Hey, as soon as you find it, let us know, Blake, okay?
I will do.
All right, that's a deal. And that's going to do it for us for now. For all the good folks here at KHOU, I'm Ron Trevino. We're standing for Houston. And be sure to join us on TV tonight at 10 o'clock.